Hello guys, and welcome back to this video series, and this is part 5. And if you haven't seen the other parts, please do before anything else. And what I want to do on this video, I want to configure a TACACS server, and for us to do that, I have a server right here, and it's going to have this IP address, and I'm going to have to configure EIGRP. On this side, I'm going to have to add this new network so we can advertise it to this router, which is running EIGRP on this side and then OSPF on this side, and then this router is going to be able to send this to all the other routers so they can be able to reach this network over here. So let's go ahead and start that. Let's go over here. Let's configure a AAA on this server, and it's going to have a first. Let's turn it on, and we are going to do TACACS, and let's make it this like this. And the client that we want is going to be router 6, I believe. Let's see. Yep, R6. So the client is going to be R6. So R6. The IP address of this client is going to be 10.1.5.2, which is this one right here. And the secret, that's going to be the password to get this, to reach this TACACS server. And let's just configure as Cisco. Okay, TACACS client, that's good. Let's add it. And now let's configure it, username and password, ASCII and ASCII. And that's good. Let's add it. And now let's go to desktop IP address, and let's configure this IP address. 10.2.1.2, 10.2.1.2. Subnet is 255.255.255.0. Default is 10.2.1.1. right? 10.2.1.1 and 10.2.1.2. okay, good. Now let's go ahead and plug this in right here. Now let's go to this router over here, enable config terminal interface gigabit 0/0, which is the interface that we plugged into. Let's do an IP address 10.2.1.1. good. 255.255.255.0. now shut down, and now let's exit, and let's add this new network to the EIGRP 100. Network 10.2.1.0. good. And now walk-our mask 255. okay, exit this, and now let's see if those routers have this network now that we have added it. Let's go to here, and if you can see, it already received a new network from the neighbor 2.2.2.2, which is this one right here. Enable, but let's verify that. Show IP route, and show IP route. It has 3. It has the 10.20, 10.20, 10.10, 10.2.1.0, which is the one that we just added, and it also has this one 10.1.1.1.0. okay, so they are getting those that network that we just added, this one right here. Okay, so what we need to do is, if we could just come over here and to any router, and let's just do this router 4, which is the one in the middle, and let's configure TACACS on this server. Enable config. Let's do TACACS server, and the host that means the IP address of this host, which is 10. I'm sorry, we already configured the client to be this one, so this is the one that we have to do then. So enable config terminal TACACS server, and we need to add the host, which is 10.2.1.2, and so let's see, recognize command 10.2.1.2. Why is it not? Oh, we have to give it a host 10.2.1.2, and the key for this one was the password that we configure on this TACACS, which is Cisco, I believe. Yep, the key is Cisco. So let's go ahead here and let's do Cisco. Now AAA, and we want to do is authentication. Then authentication, and we want to for login, and let's just do it as default. And now we need to do a group, and that group is going to be TACACS Plus. Okay, gave me an error, so TACACS Plus, and then we are going to do for the backup, it's going to be, let's just give it a none. It's still giving me an invalid. TACACS not enabled. Okay, so first we need to do TACACS new model, and then we can do this one. Great. And now what we need to do is configure line VTY 0/04, which is VTY, and now over here we have to enable login using authentication, and for this one we're going to just leave it as default because that's how we left it. Okay, and let's also do a, let's see, we can do a login synchronous. Great. So now we have configured that. So if any router or anybody who wants to telnet to this router, we're going to have to authenticate using this TACACS server. So let's go ahead and try to telnet from this router. So if we do enable telnet to 10.1.5.2, it's asking for a user name, which we configure as Asker, and the password is Asker. And there we go. So we were able to telnet from router 5 through to router 6. So we can exit out of there, and so you can see that it is working. We can just go to services, AAA, and let's just add another username X and password X, and now we should be able to authenticate using that. So let's go telnet again. Let's do X and password X. There we go. We were able to telnet to that router. Okay, so what we can do now is end it. Oops. Okay, what we can do is also do it through here, and we should be able to telnet to there as well. So telnet to 10.5 or 10.1.5.2. Let's do X and then X. Okay, great. And let's also do it with the other username, Asker, password Asker. There we go. And as you can see, we were able to configure a TACACS server, and we were able to authenticate with 2 different users. And this is it for this video series. This was part number 5, in which we ended by configuring the TACACS server via authentication. So this is it for this videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I see you on the next series. Bye bye guys.